Hey everybody, Nick here with another travel vlog for you. Clearly, some of you might be onto it and you might realise that really what's behind me is a green screen. I do apologise for that. There's going to be tape all over the wall for the rest of the video. Hope you enjoy that. I'm sorry if anyone feels deceived by this introduction, this kind of shitty attempt at humour. This video is actually really delayed, and I should have got onto this a lot sooner, but the delays to the video will become obvious as the video unfolds. So now you have to stay till the end to know what I was talking about. So without further ado, here's the travel vlog. In March, my family and I travelled to a remote location in the southwesternmost part of a bay called Doubtless Bay, which is located in the northeastern region of the North Island of New Zealand. We spent just over a week there catching the last days of summer, and then a whole bunch of premature winter as well. I should probably start by introducing the family. There are the three kids, Otis, the youngest, my middle boy Jasper, and our oldest, which is our only daughter, Sienna. And then there's also my lovely wife, Mia.
That's alright, he'll be fine. One of the perils of travelling with children is getting them into the car. Seems to be going okay today. Oh, he's down. We started with 4.
What you're seeing here is footage from our third day on the trip at a place called Matai Bay. This was a beach that I spent many summers at when I was growing up, so it was quite special for me to be able to hang out with my kids, build sandcastles and splash in the surf and along the same strand of sand that I had spent so many careless summer days walking upon myself when I was their age. I give it 10 stars. If you were to jump over the mountain range that you can see from Matai Bay as you leave, head over Doubtless Bay, then you'd come to where we stayed for the most part in a place called Cooper's Beach. All the beaches around here are named after a type of industry that had existed in it. Mills Bay had a sawmill, Cable Bay had a cable station, and coopering, if you didn't know, is the craft of building barrels that you can then put things in. This isn't really relevant to the vlog at all or anything else I'm going to talk about, it's just a fun fact, so yeah, I give it 7 stars.
My brother's property has some residents. These don't look like normal wasps. They are. They've all got like fucking weird stripes. As soon as you hit it, the pheromones of the dead wasps will go to this other wasp nest over here. And they'll like call to arms. Cars over there, wasp nest over there. Are we gonna do this? Oh shit, they dropped off a drone there. I think that was just shell shock.
Damn it, I'm putting dents in my retaining wall.
Okay. Okay, run! Run!
Fuck you, wasp!
Ah! Oh, God! They're angry. Coming back after getting dinner, they're like covered in hives. Like,
What happened?
we were breaking into hives.
Anyway, one of the things that I really enjoyed about this trip was just having that time just to sort of sit back, unwind, and have that opportunity to have candid conversations with my children.
What are you going to do when you get home?
I'm going to write the dumbest story ever told. The story of the person who never had seen the tree. It says, once I saw a tree. It was so amazing. I had never seen a tree before. Well, it's somebody who used to think that trees were mountains. But when somebody told him that, and he looked at a tree, he was like, "Wow, that's a tree!" So yeah. But if you never saw something before, you don't know if it's real, and you don't know what it looks like.
Having a good time with that lettuce?
This is a real tree. That's lettuce. This is a tiny tree inside.
I give that 8 stars. So another fun fact about us is we were a family of travelling vegans. Now I know that sounds like the opening to a really bad joke, but that is just the truth of it. You know, being a vegan when you're up north on the road, it's a bit of a challenge. You need to be agile, versatile, and you need to just stick to your guns and, you know, just find what you can eat and consume it when you find it. We have some traditional plum pudding for lunch today. Holiday travel food. It was best before the 14th of April 2016, so it's almost been 2 whole years then. This was best before, so now it'll be great. That's how expiration dates work. We're gonna open this puppy up and microwave it for 2 minutes, and that's gonna be some good holiday eating right there. Can you believe we're gonna have plum pudding in less than 5 minutes? 700 grams of plum pudding. Jasper, we're gonna have plum pudding.
What for?
What do you mean what for? Plum pudding.
But why is it now?
Plum and pudding. You want some, Sienna? Oh yeah, we got plum pudding. You want me to read you the ingredients?
Yes.
Okay. We have fruit, lemon peel, reconstituted plum puree, concentrated lemon juice, invert sugar syrup, wheat flour, rice bran oil, apple cider, breadcrumb, brandy, molasses.
Apple cider!
Apple cider! Golden syrup, spices, natural colour, salt, and this product contains 1 milliliter of alcohol per 100 grams. And we've got 700 grams of pudding, so how many milliliters of alcohol is that?
Does it have alcohol?
Yeah, it does.
Will we be able to have some?
Yeah, you can have some. Otis, are you alright? It looks like you've already had some, buddy. Okay then. Oh,
Is it?
it's still good. It's glue. Let's see all these little bits of foil. That's little foil outlays. Making the pudding. Are you excited for plum pudding?
So excited.
Do you know how old it is?
Yeah, I'm excited to see how something 2 years after its best before date is going to say.
Well, you're still with me, so.
That's true.
Very close now to having our steamed pudding. Oh, looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. Sienna, steamed pudding is only 32 seconds away. That's the exact amount of concern and excitement you should have. Jasper, hold on, buddy. It's not far now. Steamed pudding.
Yay!
Alright, just calm down. It's all steamy in there.
Crazy. I had to stay going now.
Alright, we've got to get a plate for this thing.
I would like some steamed pudding.
Do you want to know a trick for unplating a steamed pudding? You get the plate, like that. Boom. And then you remove the top.
Ooh, who's having that?
Who's having that?
Yeah.
We're having that.
Oh, are you going to cut it in half?
Yep. One half for you, one half for me.
And one half for Sienna.
Who?
Sienna.
Oh, do you want some? Okay, let's cut into quarters.
Yay!
Why are you guys all hiding? Oh, you're scared of the sharp knife.
Don't chase them.
Yeah, I'm gonna chop it. You gonna chop it?
Chop it.
Okay. Okay. So it's a serving of 7 people in 1 packet.
Okay, yeah, no. You probably shouldn't have eaten a whole quarter.
I shouldn't have eaten the whole quarter.
No.
Okay. I love it.
I'm looking forward to tonight when you're stuck in the toilet for a long time.
Traveling is awesome.
Yay!
But seriously, 1 out of 3 kids marked this with 9 out of 10 stars, so that's pretty good.
Alright, we're not dead, so it's not poisonous. You ready?
I want something.
Jess, come in.
You never really liked Christmas food though, did you, buddy?
Okay, so
archest critic in the room.
What do you think, Otis?
You're gonna do a superhero landing. Wait for it! Woo! Superhero landing! Yeah, that's really hard on your knees.
Otis, what do you think?
The kid who likes it.
You want some more?
There was this beautiful river that we wanted to go to in this place called Rawara. When the tide comes in, it fills that river up and it just turns like azure. Is that azure? Is that like a bluish green? It looks like lapis lazuli. It's like a fine cerulean. I don't know many other names for colours of blue. And we wanted to go there. So we'd planned to go there one day. I think high tide was at 1 PM. And where we were staying in a place called Whatuwhiwhi, it was looking like a perfectly fine day. But then this place Rawara, which is just north of Whatuwhiwhi, when you looked at that, it didn't look as good.
Washing's going to be dry.
Hey, do you want to check Mario Kart on for the kids while we figure out what we're doing?
I think it was something like 100 millimeters of rain fell in just a couple of hours. So that's a lot of rain. And so what resulted from all of that rain was this.
Well, at least the water's getting out.
The whole bank's gonna go now.
Shit. Fuck, listen to it. I don't want to get any closer. Oh, this water's moving now. Whew. Shit. Step back. Step back. Oh God. Well, my family was coming down to get some groceries and I was going to throw them over.
I was just hoping out. I would just walk over here, and then I walked over here, and I was like, that's gonna give way.
Shit.
Wouldn't want to get caught in there, man.
No.
The overs.
Here comes our bank.
Yeah.
Stepping back. There goes the road. Oh man. I wouldn't get that close.
Yeah,
look,
no, come back, mate.
Come back, come back. Oh. Now you got a long jump. This whole fence is going down.
What you're seeing here is the only road that Google Maps recognises between the closest town and where Rawara is, which is also where my mum lives as well, so that kind of cut her whole house off from the trip. Or so it would seem.
If you get a long enough run, you can just jump straight over. The updraft will just carry you and you'll land on the other side. Oh, buddy, what's wrong, buddy? It's fine, it's just a bit of flooding.
It's okay.
Yeah. He thinks we're not going to see Nana again.
Oh, not going to see Nana again. It's okay.
Hi, Mum. That's alright, mate.
You really want to have a spa, eh?
Oh, is that why you're so sad? Buddy. We'll find a secret track at the back.
All in all, this was a pretty big deal, and it wasn't long before the media picked up this event as front page coverage, featuring blurry footage of yours truly. This was a pretty big deal for me. I mean, Stuff is like the RT News of New Zealand, and I myself reference it in quite a few of my videos, so making the front page of Stuff was a bit of a bucket list for me, so that was pretty exciting. But the media train didn't stop there, and by the next day, the footage that I had taken was somehow screening on TV3 News.
Oh my god.
The roads that the people on the TV mentioned luckily weren't being monitored in the first few hours after the event. This fact, however, made them a little bit more treacherous.
We're using a detour through a forest forest. We're in the proper forest now. Ah! Shh, we're not alone on the road. There's others. But we did manage to reunite with my family, and of course Jasper finally got to have his spa. And then we tried and failed largely at getting a family portrait. I mean, the first photo's alright, but the second one, my brother's looking real suspicious and my sister doesn't seem to be able to open her eyes, and my mum's looking terrified. Then my sister's not looking at the camera, I'm looking like a total just idiot. My brother's still looking really suspicious. Now we've decided to chuck all the kids in the chaos, and for some reason my daughter's doing a winky peace sign. My sister's, she's just like looking like a deer in the headlights. In this photo here, my brother's kind of, he's kind of looking at me like he knows I'm going to make fun of him about this later on. Sienna's still holding that same pose. Brendan's chucking up an awesome shaka bro. I don't know what I'm doing here. Am I blowing on my child? My mum, for some reason, has her mouth open in the photo. And Jasper's got his hands up in front of everyone. Way to dominate the photo. Aria's looking peeved. My brother's just grinding his teeth between these two photos. Sienna's still holding the same pose. She's finally got both her eyes open. This might be the winner photo. And now Jasper's eyes are closed, and so are Brendan's. Why can't we just nail this? Why is his mouth open and his hands up in the air again? And this one looks like a pretty nice one, except I'm not too sure what's happening with some of the kids. My Nana's in this one. She's looking a little bit like Patrick Stewart in this photo, which is it's a compliment, Nana. If you're ever watching this, I love you to bits. And yeah. And finally, we've got a winning photo where everyone here looks like a decent human being. Jasper's doing something, he's in his own place, but that's all good. And my Holly. Go to a festival today, Jasper?
Yep.
Cool. You gonna wear that?
Yeah.
Sweet. Otis, stop licking the walls. Every time. Our last day in Doubtless Bay coincided with a festival that they call the Waterfront Festival that happened in a place called Manganui Harbour. So I planned to film this whole thing like a kind of like the semi-final episode of an anime slice of life series. You know, when they have their traditional Japanese festival with the fireworks and the kimonos and everything like that. I was building up to that kind of vibe and have it all nice and sentimental. But then the rain happened again. See all this rain, guys? We can't do the festival in all this rain. Yes, but the jackets aren't going to protect us from all this rain.
Well, we've been having dinner with Brendan and Nana a lot.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I cannot place a rating on the festival. I'm sure it would have been pretty awesome.
This room only came with a one-night stand. Oh, it's a terrible joke.
But just after over a week in Northland, our time was up and we had to continue on our journey.
Are you ready to go for a drive? Yeah? Here's all the condiments we've put on our journey. You got your tomato sauce, strawberry jam, not just one, but 2 sweet chilies, apricot with mango. Does a jar of olives count? I think a jar of olives counts. And tartar sauce. We've got not 1, but 2 jars of peanut butter. We've got the Marmite. Ooh, marshmallow melt drinking chocolate, very nice. Aha, here's the other jar of Marmite. I knew we had 2. You can't go anywhere without having at least 2 of these. And some salt for the haters. And that's all of the condiments we collected on the journey. We're leaving Northland today. Can you believe that in less than 24 hours you're going to be seeing Ed Sheeran?
Who's Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran, buddy. Our trip to date, I'd give it 8 out of 10 stars so far, and we were ready for the next leg of the journey. Where are we going today, Sienna?
We're gonna be going to Auckland.
What's Auckland? Nobody likes Auckland.
I don't think I make it any secret in any of my videos. I've been pretty vocal about this, but I despise Auckland very much.
Telling me to turn right on Lincoln Road, now she's telling me to go down State Highway 16. I'm in the car with a crazy woman. Highway 16 for 1.5 kilometers. I don't know, so she's the worst navigator. The worst navigator I've ever had. I want my wife back.
But anyway, me and the kids, we stayed in Airbnb while my wife went to watch Ed Sheeran with one of her best friends. But don't get me wrong, we lived it up pretty hard in that Airbnb as well.
Buddy? What do you got in your mouth? What do you got in your mouth? What is that? Oh, it's half chewed. It's half chewed cracker. Where'd you get that from? Oh, you want some more? What are you doing? You gonna keep eating that? Yeah? Oh look, there's some pre-chewed stuff. Let's take that away and you can eat a whole new one.
We got up to some real wild stuff. Anyway, this is my travel vlog and a live stream at the same time. Streaming from an Airbnb. I'm just, for everyone who's listening to the live stream, I'm just filming my setup here. I've got my Nintendo Switch on the floor. I've got my capture card sitting on my knee, curiously. Click and continue on Oxenfried. And oh my god, it's so loud in my ear. You can probably hear that. But this is the live stream. Welcome along. I'm here with a cider and a live stream. An Airbnb, and that's the end of the story right there for the vlog. The next day we picked up a hungover wife and mother.
Apple pies!
And we went to a place called Butterfly Creek. It's a really nice little kind of wildlife sanctuary / amusement park, but without rides, but animatronic dinosaurs that seem to be agreeing and disagreeing with each other simultaneously. I'm sure it was magical for the kids. The butterfly room was awesome. It was like this room full of butterflies, but it was, you know, just really warm. We got to see some crocodiles. They weren't animatronic, they were real, but they didn't move as much, so I don't know if there was much value in talking about them. We got to go through this place called the Kiwi Tunnel. I wasn't allowed to film in it, but I filmed around it. You have to kind of respect the kiwi. It's our native bird. It's very special, so you can't be doing any flash photography because they're nocturnal animals, and they've got this enclosure that's just pitch black, and it's got all these nighttime sounds so that the kiwis feel at home. It's really magical and tranquil to be standing in the middle of the biggest city in New Zealand, just in complete darkness during the middle of the day, hearing all these authentic nighttime, deep bush sounds, and then the whispering of Asian tourists. There's nothing quite like it. But yeah, the trip to Butterfly Creek was pretty awesome. I'd give it maybe 7 out of 10 stars. Probably the price was a bit high for what it was, but it was exciting nonetheless. Now, we were going to stay at the Airbnb for 2 nights in a row. However, on the second night, this happened.
Up our Airbnb.
Oh, by the way, there's also meant to be video in this clip as well. I don't know what happened. My phone must have corrupted the footage or something. There's just the audio that exists.
Like stealing away like thieves in the night. And the reason for it, we found what a Google image search would suggest are bed bugs. And so we're going to pack up and we're going to do an 8-hour drive. The time is currently about 8 o'clock. Oh no, it's only 7:30. So we should be there by 16 o'clock in the morning if we get on the road in the next half hour. We were going to stay here tonight and then stay in Taupo tomorrow night, but we might just go all the way home because we're broke now and we just want to get out of here. We've been travelling for half an hour now, so if we keep going at this rate with no interruptions, we should be home at 4 AM in the morning.
Yay!
I just wanted to get out of Auckland as quickly as I could, to be honest. I give it 2 stars. That's been quite generous. But what followed was truly a low point in the video. I don't want to go over it too much here, so I'll just overlay the footage of what we found out during our trip home.
It's just after midnight. We're in a place called Tamaranui. I'm not talking to you, sweetie. Go back to sleep. You're all good. All the kids are awake. This update's a bit of a sucky one. About an hour ago, we got a call from a friend of ours that's feeding our cats, and she told us that our house has been broken into. Power's off again. So, shitty way to end the holiday. I'm filled with a blind rage, so I just want to get home. You guys never opened that back door, eh? Yeah. The key to the back door is missing. So we'll be there nice and early in the morning. Hopefully they haven't broken in again. They basically ransacked the house. Fuses are all blown. They can't tell how they got in or what's been taken. All the games. Yeah. So that sucks. I feel like this is unnecessary drama, or that I might be making this up. My wife's really distraught. She realizes I'm doing this for the vlog, so she's putting on a brave face. But yeah, we're peeved, aren't we?
So angry. So angry.
It's terrible. This is very, very reminiscent of something that happened to me when I was my daughter's age, and a Sega Mega System, Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis got stolen. It was pretty terrible.
At least we took her like consoles off
Not the DS or the Wii U.
The Wii U. Oh my god, the Wii U.
Yeah. That's all they were here for. And all the booze. This is the first time you've actually ever cared about that console.
I never cared about the Wii before. Oh, I'm gonna have another panic attack.
Don't have another. Okay. We're gonna keep driving. The road is long. Yeah, so that was a really disappointing ending to what was essentially a pretty awesome trip. I know my kids had a lot of fun. That was the most important part. Luckily, not much of their stuff, well, none of their stuff got stolen. The only thing that got taken was all of my games and my game console and some jewelry. It didn't really impact them too much, which is the most important thing, because I can remember being robbed when I was their age and it was devastating. And I wouldn't wish that upon anybody else except for the people who have done this threefold over. They deserve that. So yeah, to this day, at the point of recording this, I haven't really heard any follow-up from the cops aside from the forensic guy that came over and dusted for prints. They haven't been very forthcoming with giving me any answers or even trying to call me to say that they're looking into it, so I give them 0 stars. That's the reason why this has taken so long to get out as well. It's just I felt quite unmotivated to do anything. I haven't done any Let's Play videos because they cut the cable that connects to my whole setup and kind of messed all of that up. So I'm waiting for a new cable to arrive in the mail so I can rewire through the wall and set that all up. So it's a bit of a logistical nightmare. And that's why there's been a stagnation of stuff on this channel. That's pretty much the end of the vlog. I'm sorry to leave it on a downer note. Hoping justice will be served. And yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for stopping by. Don't pity me too much, because I've still got the most precious thing, in the world. And that's my family and the Nintendo Switch. But for real, I'm glad that they didn't get hurt. And if the person who did it is watching this, I know who you are. I hope that freaked them out. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch you guys hopefully in a more upbeat video later on down the track.